Oi, oi. Welcome back to English. There, I'm your host, Marticus Van Dang. I am a human being who has just experienced 4 days in Glastonbury. And this is the result. So, yeah, that's what we'll be doing. For an extra group at the moment, it's got like extra life inspiration and energy back there in the old winter months. But it's all a distant memory. It's all a distant memory. So yeah, I went down with Cher, as you know, to Glastonbury in Somerset in England. Now, although I went there as an observer, myself and Cheryl are trying a new mental experiment, which is bearing great fruits. Now, usually when I go anywhere, I sort of participate and I sort of just take over really with my boisterous self. Not anymore. Not anymore. Nay. Now, this is the new Martin, and he sits quietly. Yeah, and I'm not half as loud either because I realise how loud I am. Half as loud. Yeah, and just watch the strange goings on in Glastonbury, and we have seen it all. Okay, people literally. Eyes stuck open, dumbstruck with not knowing how to process this information. Myself, I've been going there since the 80s. Still comes as a bit of a culture shock. The thing is the first thing we've done when we got back is, plan how to get back there because the love vibes are off the radar. If every single town was like this, the world would be fantastic. It's just a whole town with everyone just like loving on one another, everyone hugging. You walk around, you come into the town, and the smell of the ganja and the incense just hits you clean in the face, and you're like, I'm home. And you get into the town, and you get there, and hundreds and hundreds of people over the weekend, hundreds of the most unusual characters you can imagine. All the artists, the musicians, the poets, the philosophers, the wizards, the witches, they're all there and they all showed up. So absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to go again, which will very, very soon, as I always do. So went there on to do a bit of a decode, actually, because of the narratives and Blackett, will take the events that they claim happened in Glastonbury and bring them over here into Wales, namely Joseph of Arimathea and Jesus Christ to Glastonbury. So what have we learned? Well, we drunk of the water at the living waters of Chalice Well. We ascended the Tor, which is a bloody big mountain, really. Get to the top, and then the wind and the toroidal, the Torus, where two lines cross, knocks your consciousness out of you. There's nothing left. You're just like, but when you get down, everybody is beaming smiles and feeling jolly fantastic about life. And everybody in that town looks jolly healthy and are doing really well. Not like the rest of the country at all. So we're going to think about. Probably going to have to drop that volume, though.
Check your mic. It's scratchy.
My mic is scratchy.
Yeah.
You have to drop that volume, though. Let me check. 1 2 1 2. Bucket of spew. 3 4. Knock at the door. 5 6. Pick up some sticks. 7 11. Buy some cigarettes. Is that okay? Let me just check this shit. Okay. As long as I keep still, everything will be chocolatey. So, okay, there you are. So, Avalon, the mystical city in the mist. You can see it behind me here. Unbelievable story. So many different stories of what they think is going on inside this mound. Now, everything from a fairy city inside of there, okay, which many people have said they've spotted fairies. They get to the top, to the Tor. Many people have passed through the entrance and disappeared off the face of the earth. People think that it is a portal into another reality. Also, people think that it is an entrance into the underworld, the Welsh underworld of Annwn. So the Welsh underworld of Annwn is under that. And there are statements of people who have actually been inside this mound, which is thought to be hollow. I think it's a pyramid because it looks like a pyramid. Maybe it's that. And it definitely, with all of these features on the side, looks like, there's been a lot of excavation, a lot of, it's artificial. It looks artificial, doesn't it? These contour lines. But anyway, so everything you can imagine has been said about this place in the past, guys. You wouldn't even believe it. The resting place of King Arthur and Guinevere. So apparently King Arthur came to Camelot, or came to Glastonbury, and suffered an injury. Some say he survived, but others say he perished, and Guinevere, and they're buried in Glastonbury too, apparently. Other tales, the Holy Grail itself is supposed to be buried here or there in Glastonbury, or in the Thor itself. So also the stories of Joseph of Arimathea, who was a tin merchant who had been to Britain before and worked in the tin mines of Cornwall. And he decides in their missing years of Jesus's life to bring Jesus over, to take him to Glastonbury to show him how to do things. Because if you want to learn about life, that's the place to go. Because this magnetic energy, this love energy that spirals out of that mound and that monument, everyone is aware of it. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone's mouths are like with just happiness, a feeling this love vibration. Dark entities, they don't do too well, and this is why. When you go to Glastonbury, it brings up all of your shit right in your face, and it mirrors it back because, as you know, it's a mirrorverse and all is mind. What I found about this place is, and we were tested like we usually are. There was demonstrations of people waving flags and just crazy, them lot. And usually I'd have had a thing or two to say about it and get involved with said demo, like have a go really. But no. The new Marticus Van Dangler sat there, with a shit-eating grin, like I found the key to reaching reality, and let them fuckers carry on, because it's not about me, If they want to go, where, dead babies, on their day off, fucking let them. Anyway, the energy was so good that they had to fuck off, which they did. They fucked off fairly quickly, and so no badness or bad energy really lasts. It shrivels up. It's really pitiful to watch. And we also witnessed people who weren't going with it. So they didn't connect to Glastonbury. They didn't go to the well and drink from the chalice, and they didn't go up the tour and then create that connection with that sacred ground. It was like people in a dark room bumping into one another. You've never seen anything like it. They were just totally discombobulated, and they didn't know what to do. Some people were just like, what do I do? Just unbelievable. And people, if they got any attitudes or ego problems, that comes and smacks them straight in the face in front of everybody. It's a very embarrassing business. Best not to be like a bullshitter and go to Glastonbury. You can get well bubbled. So other things that are going on is like missing people through the tour, through the gateways, the portal of St. Michael's Tower. And it's a ley lines crossing point, two important ley lines. In fact, St. Michael's line splits off into two at Chalice Wells. They don't know why. I think it's all to do with magnetics. I'll show you now and talk about what I think is going on, or what we think is going on. So St. Michael's line and the Magdalena line cross there at Glastonbury. Also, it's the heart chakra. As you know, different destinations on Earth have different parts of the chakra system. 7 chakras. The heart chakra is Glastonbury. I can't remember. What was Mount Shasta? Was it the
crown chakra.
The crown chakra. There was solar plexus was Australia. You know, as rock. So all of them. So this one is really important to humanity. Now, anybody that is on this coordinate, this ley line point, anything that they put into it will happen. People are instantly manifesting it, but no one seems to want anything. Nobody is holding mobile phones. Nobody gives a shit about mobile phones. We looked around. Nobody has mobile phones. Everyone talking philosophy, religion, whatever it is that they're into, truther stuff, and blazing in the sun. It was absolutely fucking fantastical. This is what it should be like the whole world, guys. Yeah? The whole world needs to be like Glastonbury Town. It really, really fucking does. So yeah, day one. So we went there with the mindset of not participating like me, like I usually do, and just sitting and observing. And oh my God, you should practice it, guys. If you think you're going to get a boring moment, you're not going to get a boring moment. Constantly something happens, something unusual, something mind-blowing happens, just shit out of nowhere. And it makes you smile because you know, well, okay, that was me. Literally stuff that I wanted, stuff that I was thinking about would just go boom, there you are. It's like, fuck me, this is Alice in Wonderland. It was Alice in Wonderland. It was the colors. You see, it's like time traveling. People are dressed in 60s clothes, authentic 60s clothes. E-type Jaguars going past. Oh my God. And it's a sexy place because the love vibes are flowing through. Yeah. We were in the churchyard. There was a couple getting down on the churchyard. Like she was sort of doing humpy movements because there's like, you know, it's hot in the sun, so everything's lovely. And two dogs started shagging outside in the courtyard. Everyone's like, no, no, churchyard. Fucking funny as fuck. But yeah, but I love it, that loving energy, man. It just, and everyone going to Chalice Wells and having a bathe naked in these sacred waters. And just a healing, just a whole thing. It's just a healing experience. I came back, you know, I was waking up in the morning there full of energy, ready to go. I was like, I come here and fucking can't even drag myself out of fucking bed of a day. It's fucking terrible. It's just because of the environment and the vibration, man. Just that much difference. So I think the Torus is a magnet. I think it's along par with the Four Angels technology. Mount Meru, magnet, north and south. I think it's a lesser or another Mount Meru like other towers of its type. There's other cubes like Mecca on a nodal point and other towers on important nodal points as well. But this one is a very significant nodal point, which is why they have the biggest music festival in the world just on the road. That's why all of them energies, and they're just always successful, you know, hundreds of thousands of people and the best music ever. So who we got here? Michelle Stevens. Hiya. Good to see you. Be Lazy K. Hiya. Oh, you're loving my shorts. Well, I'll do more shorts. Be lazy. I'll do more of everything. I'm going to be doing more getting out and about because I find that, you know, me getting out into history, boots on the ground thing and looking at these things seems to have more answers than actually going through old books. If I'm there, you know, I sort of know enough about what they say about history and the alternative history, but I need to see it for myself because especially with that tour, there's too many questions. Firstly, right, well, I'll go into it and show you some pictures and share. I'll come back and give you some shouts. This is only going to be an hour Wednesday. I've got a post coming on the weekend, Saturday post live. So Cheryl Bailey, who is actually just by there. The vibes are strong. She got innerwhelmed. Like overwhelmed, but innerwhelmed. It's a new. Cheryl, you coined a new phrase?
I did.
I won. So yeah, big love to the Glastonbury crew. A few of them turned up, wanting me to do flat Earth British speaking and that, but basically the score was I was going to observe and basically do work on myself, and I've had some results. I have. You wouldn't believe it. So usually, right, Cheryl will testify to this. I'm a bit of a nut job. So if someone pisses me off, yeah, I get fucking angry because I'm a dude, yeah? And I'm a dude from the old world, so I get fucking angry. Not anymore. As soon as we got back to Cardiff, Mr. Skanky fucking taxi driver decides to take us for a rip around the city and skank every single penny we got, as they do, yeah? I don't know where I'm going. It's like, yeah, fucking hell, whatever. So I spotted this at the instant and very coolly and casually, without going mental, okay, said to him, yeah, we won't be doing that skanky fucking thing. I'm telling you which way to go. And he did, and he never skanked me and everything worked out champion. That was me, did that. That was me. I literally changed my whole reality from being possibly getting angry when people like tried to rip me off or all sorts of reasons, really. Even people getting angry with me and all that, that's about them, isn't it? You know? So it's like that. Well, that's about you. Obviously, I'm not going to let them hit me. That's a different story altogether. But I'm just not doing it. I'm just not. That's about them. So yeah, I'm really happy with that that turn of events.
I was just observing and hoping for the best.
Well, I was just observing and hoping for the best. Don't kill anyone in Glastonbury, Matt. I won't. Good job they're all fucking hippies. The last bastion of fucking sanity in the world. That's what that is. Come back to Cardiff and it's back to shit fucking... Tea breaks over. Back on your heads. Unfortunately, you're standing knee deep in shit. So, nah, it's not that bad. Cardiff's okay. Can't help the skanky fucking taxi drivers. That's just standard any city, innit? They just can't help themselves. They bring it over that them weird ways with them of just robbing everyone. So here it is, Glastonbury tour. Looks to me like a pyramid. Looks to me like a hill that we got really close by, and that's got a church on top too. And they say that is the oldest, one of the oldest churches in Wales. Now, what they say, guys, is the first Christian church in England, okay, was shared in Glastonbury, a Glastonbury Abbey, okay, and they say that that all the whole world, it stemmed from there, not Rome, okay? But also Wilson and Blackett, we've had evidence, I've got a book by there, could you pass me that, Cheryl? We've had evidence of a chronology that is ancient and real, which shows you that King Arthur's father is buried in Lanza Cathedral, guys. I've told you this before. St. Tylo, there's a big story with St. Tylo, but I don't think if I told you on the internet, you would actually believe me. So I'm going to need to give you hard evidence with that as well. So I don't know if you can see this. The Glamorgan and Gwent kings. And King Arthur is on there. Both Arthurs are on there. And Jesus Christ is buried here in Wales, according to Wilson and Blackett. They can give you the place. But he did indeed, in the narrative, come to Glastonbury. And this is a very holy place. It's a very sacred place. It just feels that as well, you know. And there's a lot of every religious denomination, from the Krishnas to the goddesses to the philosophers to the, you know, every sort of religion and type of philosophy you can imagine, all in that town, or camping or living around that town, crashes, all sorts of things. So yeah, so as you ascend, the it is very tiring because it's a mile from here to here uphill. So there's that. But it clears you and it recharges your batteries. But it leaves you with a longing to go back, like lovesick. It leaves you lovesick is the only way I can explain it. As soon as I got back, it was like, I want to go back. We were literally 10 minutes through the door and it was like, I want to go back. Not that this is crap. It's not. I'm really grateful for my things here, but there was just freedom to be, you know, to be artistic. And do you know what? It helped my my creativity no end.
That place was the center of Britain.
That was the center of the hub of Britain. So it was essentially, you know, the center of administration, all the kings that have been through there. That's another sense you get when you're walking through the streets of Glastonbury, is all of the, you know, the ancient kings, you know, everything from Henry VIII to fucking everybody, King Arthur, for fuck's sake. And you're walking in the streets where King Arthur was. And I don't put it down to mythos, you see, with the King Arthur narrative, because it's been a part of my life since I was little. And, you know, Merlin, he was Welsh. I think there's a connection with me somewhere there. And all of my life seems to be a quest for the Holy Grail, my first book, Holy Grail and the Flat Earth. I know, and my second book, Holy Grail, as well. So it is definitely a big part of my life. So people think this is hollow. I think it's a pyramid. People think that there's a city inside. Now, I met Cy, big love to Cy in Glastonbury. So, oh yeah, the Glastonbury crew that wanted me to do radio stuff and interviews and, or speaking and that, I'll come back and do them because I couldn't do it this time. I was doing this observing experiment, which is absolutely fantastic. It's like breaking pattern, but we did break pattern as well, but it's a notch above. It's a notch above. I'm not sure if you can do the observation thing when you're younger because you may not have the experience. I don't know. So the mystical city in the mist. Now, in the past, this was an island. And in fact, Glastonbury was on an island. You can see Glastonbury down there. So it was built like 7 chakras on 7 hills, 7 islands. And the rest down there was marshlands, which would flood and would look like a sea, but they could come across on conicals and boats and loads of waterlets coming in, and they would dock. We went into one place, which was called the Gauntlet, and there was evidence of ships there all that way up. It was just crazy. So these were islands, 7 islands, just like the 7 hills of Rome. The 7 hills of Rome. You know, I think all of these Bible narratives, Jerusalem, I think Jerusalem is the ley line. I think if you look at it, I'll explain to you now. If you look at a magnet, the way it falls and the magnetic, you know, waves, you can feel them going through your body. It's absolutely fantastic. So this is back in the day. I went on tour with Flat Earth British, and I took a big crew of the peeps. We all went up to the top of Glastonbury tour, but I was on a winter's day. Check that. The sun is behind the tour, and it's casted a spooky shadow into the mist. It's a beautiful little capture there. So yeah, 7 hills, and it was all water, and then it was misty. So can you imagine in the Arthurian days, you know, Lady Charlotte sailing up in a boat to the beautiful place where, and this is supposed to be the days of knights and stuff. Not that we can substantiate that, but I'm just saying, this is the old world, and it survived Noah's flood. I'll show you why I think that shortly. So there are other nodal points. You can see on this map, the ley line map of England and Wales. Okay. And Glastonbury, there are, you know, some of these I'm interested in visiting, actually. Glastonbury tour is a big energy. We'll look into Stonehenge in a minute, but I really do think that there is something going on with Stonehenge, because when I used to go there as a youngster, guys, I had the best times in my life. The energy was off that radar. So there's definitely something going on with that place, okay? And these sites, one down Exmoor, Oxon. I'm afraid I don't know any of these sites really. One in Anglesey, a standing stone. So that's another thing, standing stones, megaliths. We're going to look in arc on. I think it is all on and off. I think it's all switches. We're going to look into megaliths, because apparently humanity one day woke up and decided to shift big fucking huge stones onto top of hills, which I found which would be humanly impossible, but they're getting them up there somehow, and build massive stones when they haven't got apparently any technology all over the countryside, which coincidentally line up with ancient parallel, and some of these are parallel, but ley lines, energy lines, which are definitely passing through this place. And this tower, they say that it is the remainders of a church, and there was also houses there. I got a picture of that, houses on top of this hill as well. And the rest of the church apparently fell down in an earthquake. Okay, like that happens all the time around here. And this tower is apparently a 14th century put up on the remains of where this great church was. But just the tower. Yet the tower's got windows in it on all sides, which would sort of suggest floors. There's putlock holes inside. So it had floors. It was a building of some sort. And it was a powerhouse. What a place to put an administrative centre on the top of Glastonbury Tour to control the world.
All of Britain.
All of Britain.
All the ley lines went in, so the information would have traveled faster.
Yeah, all the information goes in, so it would have travelled faster. A bit like the internet. If you imagine the internet web, it works exactly the same. You know, that's how we work. Our minds work. Our consciousness has no separation. I know it is a hard thing for a lot of people to come to terms with, especially when they have like certain feelings about certain aspects of society that we have no control of. But the fact still remains, there is no separation between us, any of us, or nature. And when you go back there, you have an epiphany. You realize that you are just part of nature, and you're no more or no less, and you're just that. You just isness. And I've been trying to calculate what my place is and what all that is. And I didn't even need to, because I'd already arrived there just by being. That's all I needed to fucking do. So, yeah. My friend side tells me there's all caves in there. He was on about taking me to them. It comes up by a farmhouse here. And somebody said there's like a Greco-Romano pillars and like a building inside there you can get to. I really, really want to get in there. That would be mind-blowing, world-changing information if I could get that on YouTube. So you can see the other hills there in the background, 7 hills. It is beautiful, Marcel, brother, because spring had come out and it was just what they do in Glastonbury. They think of everything. So there's no litter, no mobile phones, no visitors from other places, just hippies loving on one another. We hugged how many? 100 people? 100 people. Easy. In a weekend. Just fucking, oh my man.
The sun was out.
The sun was out. Everyone looking beautiful. Just like it should be, guys. Just like it should be. You go to cities like fucking Manchester or Birmingham or Cardiff even, or Bristol, man, God almighty, compared to that place, polar opposites. I can't find much documents of what it looks like on top of the tour in the past, but apparently there was a more substantial building, although that doesn't look like the Tower of St. Michael at the moment, and a few outbuildings. There was also a smaller chapel. Apparently there was also, there's a famous narrative of a hermit that lived on Glastonbury Tour. Apparently he disappeared too, and other people disappeared as well near the hermit's hut, which there are remains for. They said the hermit definitely existed on Glastonbury Tour in the narrative. A lady who lives in Glastonbury runs a shop that sells cards and stuff. Took this photograph. Now the sun only shines through this tower 2 days a year. End of June, coming up to solstice. Now, this place is tied in with solstice, and both solstices. It's important to the peoples of this land to go to this place. And they've been doing it for thousands of years. The same type of people, artists, creative people, free-thinking people of all flocked here from time immemorial. And they're still there now. Just fills my heart with joy to think that there's still places, where artists can still flourish in this place. And not, oh no, you won't be fucking. Are you smiling? Are you on drugs? Attitude towards reality like it used to be. Back in the 80s, the police tried to clamp it all down. I don't want to go into it, but I tell you what, it didn't work. It didn't work. They just leave them a fuck alone. They ain't never going to do it. They're too rebellious. They're a rebellious lot, and they're just not going to do it. So, yeah, it is a fantastically beautiful Isle of Avalon. Talked about from time immemorial. I couldn't even tell you the amount of films that have been made about this. So the ley lines extend all over the realm. We're going to have a little look at Stonehenge. I'm sure a lot of you in my comments will say, no, Martin, Stonehenge is a 1950s replacement. It wasn't there before. Well, it was there before because it was started up twice in the 1900s, around 1911 mark, and then again in the 50s. But Turner, the artist Turner, 1752, he passed there and he jotted it down on an engraving. So there's older pictures as well. of it existing at least 1700s in artworks, and I've got some older ones as well. So it looks completely different than it does in the modern day Stonehenge. It has been rebuilt, but the ground is sacred. And there's another barrow they've just discovered nearby, which they reckon is bigger and much more significant. That's in the last few weeks. The narrative is changing for these places. Stonehenge lost its UNESCO World Heritage Site sort of license when they put a tunnel underneath it for some reason. Glastonbury, no, that is National Trust. That is still keeping its ting. So yeah, Glastonbury and Stonehenge, some of the best places I've ever been to, and the buzz is off the radar. We're going to look at Stonehenge in a little minute. I definitely think that the thing is about Stonehenge is, I'll mention in a minute, the stones that they say are on there have been carried great distances. So these are ley lines over North America, as you can see. One of them follows Route 66 perfectly, and they all sort of meet up. There's one here in LA, goes straight through San Diego, goes straight across the land to North Carolina. It passes right the way through Texas, Dallas area, and through New Mexico. Places like Roswell are on the 33rd parallel, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, and that is also on a ley line. They put these coordinates on ley lines. Some of them anyway. So I've shown you these before. The megaliths on Earth are related to each other on a grid. As you can see, this is a little bit more of a flat Earth map, an azimuthal equidistant, which is more useful. So let's move on. Magnets. Now, as you know, if you follow Flat Earth British, magnets are a big part of my thing. A big part of my narrative. Magnety Martin. Mappy and Magnety Martin. Yes, ley lines and sacred geometry is awesome. This is a physics experiment of magnetic fields. If you get a magnet and you chuck the iron filings down and put a magnet either side, it exhibits an eagle with its wings open, which is where we decoded eagle wings open active charge from on the Fashets decode. So ruling the place that you live and putting out all of that intent into a coordinate or a ley line nodal point is known to the elites and the powers that should not be. Here in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca, the Kaaba is a cube. And it's a cube that people go around creating a torus, thousands of them. Okay, and I think it's in a clockwise direction. But if you look at the magnets, it's exactly the same, because the Kaaba is acting like a magnet. We are magnetic people. The universe is electric. We are magnets, because if you get down to it, like the I Ching says, there is only binary. There's only noughts and zeros, which are in fact on and off switches, magnets, when you get down to the fundamentals of what this place is. Pick up girls with a genuine fanny magnet. Fanny magnets, guys. US Air Force surplus will attract ladies, public regions like nothing else. Each magnet will pick up 50 girls by the muff, 65 cents. As you can see, I know a thing or two about magnets. So, megaliths and monoliths. Now, a lot of the megaliths that are being spoken about, I seen last night being spoken about Karnak, other megalith circles and megalith lines, corresponds to the magnetics of the Earth, and that is why they're put there, to amplify the chi energy. And if you stand on the nodal point, the control point, then whatever you put into that, okay, will affect the entire grid, because there's no separation. And that is what's going on with Glastonbury Tor. And I think it's always been that way since time immemorial. So here's Stonehenge, which is not a great distance from Glastonbury, out in Salisbury Plain. And you can see there that the sarsen stone, the top stones, are being put on and being replaced. They tarted up a lot of it. Some of it got patched up. It was there before, but it was a bloody ruin. So they just touched it up in the 1950s. Some people say they built it then, but I've got evidence they don't. But everything, you know, is fabricated with the history. So who even knows? But I've seen a lot of megalithic stones, and they're littering the countryside where I live, guys. I see stone circles nearly like every month in the parks where I live. Now, this stone at the top here is a sarsen stone. They say it's made of Priscilli bluestone, which comes from the Priscilli Wales in West Wales, okay, which is 200 and odd miles away from Glastonbury. And the great mystery is, how did they get the sarsen stones from West Wales, the Priscilli Mountains, the bluestones, all the way to Glastonbury in the days of horse and carty? Now let's just think about that, because some people say, oh no, this stuff was built with horse and fucking carty. I can't see how it was built with horse and carty. Let's just imagine that you've got a big horse, it's given the benefit of the doubt, a shire horse, and a cart. And then this big stone gets plonked, because they got a crane, on the back of the cart in the muddy ground. What would happen? Yeah, it's never going to go anywhere ever. And everything's hilly as fuck. So there's that. So I'm not buying that these megalithic stones, all of these stones are being shifted around by horse and buggy, because it seems silly and impossible. Anyway, the BBC had a go back in the 80s to try and get one of these sarsen stones from Wales. They stuck it on a raft, or a barge, excuse me, and they sailed it down the Bristol Channel, thought they could come into Avonmouth and deliver it to Glastonbury, to Stonehenge. But unfortunately, the boat listed and it sunk. So proving, even in the modern day, you can't shift a stone by water. You can't shift it by horse and carty. How are they doing it? Turns out that a lot of stones have a crystalline structure. And not only that, they have a magnetic content. They're magnetic. And they can be switched on and off, just like Glastonbury can be turned on. Full power. If that thing lights up full power, Glastonbury tour, it's going to affect the entire world. It's that powerful. It's literally like, I imagine it as just energy just seeping up from the underworld, or what's going on down there with all of that awesome stuff that they got. And it's just seeping up through the tour, the magnetics. That's what I imagine anyway. But so imagine if you've got an electromagnetic magnet like they have at scrapyards, and it just picks up the stone with a crane or lobs it in place underneath a Zeppelin. Underneath a Zeppelin would work perfectly. I think they definitely had balloons in the past, don't you? So let's have a little look at some of these megalithic stones in the past. I live near one of the biggest oldest megalithic structures in Europe, if not the world, called Tinkins Wood. So you can see all of them cranes there. You would need that many cranes to lift the stone at Baalbek. So the stone at Baalbek in Lebanon, they never got like quarried because it was too big, and it just lays there, a giant obelisk in the ground in Lebanon. They would need that many cranes to actually lift it in modern day. So how are they doing any of this in the modern world, in the olden days, excuse me? Okay, well, they got cranes. I'll give them that they got cranes, okay? So you can see this hefty truck has got quite a smallish stone, really. Okay, it's gone off to off to Henge, and it's got a lot of wheels. So imagine the same thing on a muddy road. What do you think would happen? It's not going anywhere, is it? And the huge weights that they used to be able to carry with ginormous cranes, I don't doubt happened. But what about the past? Well, obelisks. I've got pictures of obelisks being laid by Zeppelins. And this sort of counterlever in affair where they put it on a crane counterlever. and they just tip it up, pull it up with ropes on pivots, and then just slide it in. I think that is doable too. But cranes, they definitely had. So I'm thinking along this line. This is an electromagnet. Okay, you turn the button off and nothing can stick to it. You turn it on, it becomes magnetic, electromagnet. And they could lift giant blocks with them. This is Grand Rapids. That's a picture of Grand Rapids in America. Tatarian buildings packed that city, but unfortunately, in the American Renewal Program, they knocked it all down. And it was absolutely beautiful Tatarian city, which you find for a lot of America. Okay, let's move on. Dun, 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 dun. Megaliths. So the humanity just woke up one day and thought, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out of my cave. I'm going to find the biggest bit of stone available. Don't ask where they find it, how they got it, whatever. And then dress it with a chisel, because I've got already the knowledge to produce metal for said chisel. Or I could just hit it with another stone. Maybe that will work as well. And make a massive statue and then bury it in the ground. But first, I have to lift the statue and put it in place. How are they doing that with the Moe? Well, they never had any trees on Easter Island, did they? So some people say, oh, they walked there. They walked there, did they? So they were alive, were they? Okay. Well, they're buried neck down, 30 foot in the mud. Somebody built them, chiseled them, and put them in the ground. Or that they were on the surface and there's been a mud flood when Meru, unless it's still there, came to an end. Which I definitely think is a thing. So, yeah, these megaliths. Now, I think it's long established now on this channel, guys, that arches, like Arch de Triomphe, Constantine Arch in the classical world, a ring or a horseshoe magnet, I should say. A horseshoe magnet that possibly demagnetizes and does electromagnetic trickery. So what you got here, England, Stonehenge, fake as fuck, a lot of it, as you know, in the modern day. But they got versions as well in the Mediterranean, Turkey, Göbekli Tepe. It's supposed to be the oldest site in the world, but they say they found older than that now. And Montana as well has Neolithic structures. So somebody was laying all these down on nodal points. Some of these are made out of coral. You all know about Coral Castle. Apparently Lead Skilling had some sort of box which could lift stone, make it weightless, and levitate stone through vibration and resonance. Again, that could be a thing. They could have some sort of technology. We could just lift you in the air. Maybe they could find a pitch in their voice where they could just sing it into the position with their voices. But the world is covered in giant megalithic structures. And if you follow the narrative of the antique world, it makes no sense how they got in there. Giant megalithic stones in these statues apparently dragged across the desert. I wonder how they do massive megalithic stones and drag it across the desert. Maybe on the backs of camels. I don't know. But it is definitely a mystery. Karnak in France, also magnetic anomaly that is as well. So people say that there's magnetic or gravitational anomalies. Now there are a few of these. There's one in California I've seen. There's one in Scotland, a road that goes up. You go up a hill, but you can basically, the car will roll backwards uphill. Magnetic anomalies on these nodal points where things just go skew-if. And I feel like Glastonbury's a little bit like that, because things got very, very Alice in Wonderland very quickly. But I was just in the object of observation, and which is something brand new to me that I've never really tried before, because I'm usually just, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, off on one, like the typical me that I am, but no, nay, nonny, no, not anymore. So these things we got all over Wales as well. They look like they're really rubbish, but I think they got more purpose in the past. They call them burial chambers. Tinkin Woods had a burial chamber, but they're magnetic properties and crystalline structure to a lot of them, and they're put on important nodal points. So proving that the ancients knew the information what I'm telling you about now. Can you imagine? They're just in these places and they're just manifesting what they need for the day. And they don't want capitalist things. They just, I want to find a deer tomorrow to be able to eat and feed my family. And the deer just sort of trots by really simply along those lines. Okay, now this narrative of King Arthur gets me. I think King Arthur, I have proposed that King Arthur could have possibly been another archetype for Jesus Christ. There's too many similarities with the story. They call King Arthur the King of Kings. They call Jesus the King of Kings. King Arthur went to Glastonbury, apparently died there. Jesus went to Glastonbury. So he also had Knights of the Round Table, 12 of them, apostles. Jesus Christ also had a table, like in the Last Supper, just like that, and he also had 12 apostles. Too many similarities not to be the same thing, unless it's just copying narratives as they usually do. Let's have a look at some of the knights. Gawain, oh yeah, he was good. Lancelot, very good. Lancelot. Have you noticed how they're all blonde haired? Sir Galahad, I think he was a bit of like Dick Flashhead, you know, the real cool one. Percival, very nice. Leroy was okay. Helios as well. And Tristram, the knight Tristram. And I think Lionel as well. I think there was a Lionel. But in the middle of the table, you can see that they are holy. They have the Holy Grail. So King Arthur, he's in the quest for the Holy Grail. Okay. The cup, apparently, that Jesus drank out of at the Last Supper, which makes it super duper holy. I think there's something going on. I think it's something else completely. Excalibur. I'd give it a go. I'd probably pull it out. I'd give it a go. So apparently somewhere in this realm is a sword stuck in a stone. And if you pull it out of the stone, okay, you're King Arthur. And when King Arthur, okay, feels irie or feels groovy, all of Britain feels groovy. Yeah. But when King Arthur went to shit, all of Britain went to shit. So it was like, you know, King Arthur's, you know, emotions were in sync with what was happening with Britain. So yeah, groovy times to come.
Stone was the heart.
The stone was the heart. He pulled the sword out of his heart and healed himself at Glastonbury because it heals broken hearts because it's the heart chakra. That's really good. So here's Jesus at the Last Supper with his apostles, as you can see. It's very similar to the King Arthur story, isn't it? So, yeah, the holy bloodline. It's the biggest story in the world, I think, and ongoing, and what a lot of the shit is about, what's going on with all the narratives. You can see here, they made a cracking movie. They sent a film crew back in time to the Dark Ages, which is probably around 1120 here. You can see noble King Arthur, King of the Britons, turning up. And he's talking to a knight, and he needs passage past, but he's made him sad. So, plague. That's another narrative, isn't it? Everyone fucking dies of plague. Well, I'm going to tell you something on the weekend, something I noticed, which is something that is now, in my mind, a fact, which probably changes everything. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. is what they did apparently in the plague. Apparently that is what we live like, bags of shit and people chucking pee out the windows and all dying of stinky old plague. Is that the case? Because I think we had a glittering gilded age is what I think. Okay. And as you can see here, he's being repressed by the king, who no one voted for, by the way. But Britain's always had him, and they got a king now. So another thing they used to do in the Black Death is if you weren't dead yet, okay, this you know about this from a few years ago, they'll smack you over the head with a club, take a few quid, and then you're dead, and then you're off. This is the spirit of Britain, okay? Tis but a scratch. This is the chivalry way. It doesn't matter if you're losing an arm because you can bite them on the features. And you don't need a horse. What you do is when you want to attack your enemy in Glastonbury, not that there will be any, it'd be like Clopper Castle, the friendly enemy which you hug, but you can gallop over to them in that nature with 2 coconut shells. And then you can charge your enemy and see if they got the Holy Grail, but it might be the French. And God me, they're really rude, the French. Go away or I will taunt you a second time. Somebody said that to me. I really would feel told off. So there's the French. Camelot. There's a lot of places they say Camelot is, but I safely think it is. Not Capri Castle. I think it's definitely Camelot. So that's what knights used to end up like. This is like your standard British football hooligan who doesn't know he's been hurt because he's too high to know he's been hurt and too brave. Brave Sir Robin, brave Sir Robin. And cults and religions. I've been watching and observing cults and religions. I've been observing how YouTube makes people pussies. Everyone's scared of this and scared of that, when the fact is that all is mind and it's you fucking doing it. And YouTube know that, so they'll stop you eating something or get you to drink your fucking piss or something else along those lines. And everyone's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I won't want to get ill. And then they go off and do it and all of the other weird things that YouTube tells you to do. And people do it. And it becomes a cult. And there's plenty of cults as well. The problem is with cults is you're not allowed to say anything against or outside of their narrative. Otherwise, they go, wait, no, it's not. I know everything about reality. I know that I know nothing. I know that there's nothing out there. All is mind and it's what I think it is. That's what I know. And I've just proved that on my stint in Glastonbury. These monastic Benedictine monks, they're smacking themselves on the head for some weird reason. I'm sure it's fun, though. I've smacked myself on the head with a school book out of frustration, but not any other reason. There's the British spirit, look. Yeah, the last Briton on earth. Still having a go. Come on, you Ottoman fucker. What are you going to do? Bleed on me? That's the only way you're going to kill him. Drown him with your blood. That's the way. British spirit. But he was a worthy adversary. Somebody just cheered. Yeah, but the French, oh my God. And they got like long heads as well, really long cone heads. Fucking cheeky. Run away! So what you do is you attack and then you run away. Cowardly, Leslie, if you're a knight. But you don't want to get your face burnt off by a dragon. Fucking no. So that is the real historical narrative for life. King Arthur. So this is what people used to do in the world of the past. So like in Glastonbury, they give free food to people in the day. Like you can go to a Krishna place and have free food. There's free food dished out. No one is going hungry. There's no drug addicts. No one's on phones. There's none of that weird business that's on in the other cities. And if they do show up, they just don't last 2 minutes. Everyone just loves them the fuck out. Well, you can't go and hug one of those fucking weird protesters. It's going, wah, the babies, wah. And you can try and hug them and they'll just like No, I don't want to. I'm sad. And then they go home back to masturbation or whatever they do. I don't know. So what we did in the past is we observed, we beed. Okay, we were in our minds, we were just existing, maybe not thinking too much, maybe thinking a little or thinking a lot, and doing art or whatever our consciousness felt like doing, because we were creative and we are creative, and we did what we want to do. She's doing what she wants to do there, playing with a little turtle in the classical world. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think they're just dressing a queen up. But they had lovely shit. Okay, let's move on. And the sirens. Sirens are from Wales. Apparently they hang around on the beach. They call ships over. The ships go, oh, fucking hell. And then they crash on the rocks. And then they nick all of their stuff. So I think sirens are actually a technology to fuck up navigation in the past, that they crash into the rocks, is what I think. So these are pre-Raphaelite pictures from John Waterhouse, others, that show you the Arthurian world of what you do see a lot of is these sleeping beauties in John Waterhouse. But you see all these flowers and all of this around her. That's what it looks like, Glastonbury. And I'm not even joking. Everywhere's littered in just colour and flowers. But what's she sleeping for? Rip Van Winkle. There's another sleeper as well, just like Cinderella. The story of Rip Van Winkle's interesting, and they talk about little stories like that, the people who have gone into the portal at Glastonbury Tour and come back absolutely years later with bizarre stories. I think there's a lot in it. After, going there since the 80s and experiencing the things I have in my life at that place, I think it's definitely a thing. So megalithic stones on the top of Glastonbury Tour this big. How do you think they got them up that hill? Because they never carried them up. They never dragged them up. They couldn't have had pulley systems. We tried to work it all out. There's something else going on, how they got them stones to the top of Glastonbury Tour. And the buildings are there before. Where's the stones gone? Did they drag them down? Possibly. Did they roll them down? Possibly. Where are they now? There's Charlotte on her way up to Glastonbury. She actually looks like a Glastonbury female. She's even dressed like one. Lady Charlotte. I do love that photograph, that painting. It's like photorealistic. Because he done all these in the 1800s and they look like photographs. They're absolutely fantastic. But you'll always see the ladies and the people of this era with auburn or red hair. So there they are, the sirens. Banshees as well. The screaming banshees of Wales we've got. And this is what the world, the people with silks, occupied this world. With beautiful things. She's keeping an eye on that mirror there. Look. I wonder what she's expecting to see. She's not that vain. She just wants to sneak a look at herself, do you think? Oh, I'm not actually sure. Oh, how many have we got in chat? I'm only going to be 320. Thank you for popping by. I'm going to be back for Flatter Day. Okay, this is just a show. I'm back from Glastonbury Post because somebody said, "Oh, Matt, sneaked off to Glastonbury, did you?" Yeah. Guys, I just worked my ass off for like fucking months on end without fucking day of just thinking anything else about Ataria and stuff. And if you carry on like that, it's going to burn out. So I had to go and recharge. And not only that, go in there, just fills your heart with inspiration. I just like literally just writing stuff, poof, 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 just ideas are just flowing up, in they share between us both. Just bubbling up ideas.
It's easy to create there.
So yeah, we went to a church called the Benedictine Church. It was Benedict's church, which is part of the Abbey complex in Glastonbury. And apparently Noah's flood, or the flood of 1609, the tsunami that covered Somerset and South Wales, killing thousands of people, I think it was Noah's flood, came up just below the tower of St. Benedict's in Benedict Street but left the rest of the city, or the town, excuse me, alone. So let me just pause that a minute, come back for a second, check out what's happening with my peeps. Cause I missed you. So guys, talking an hour, that was a quick hour, wasn't it? Oh, absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Hippie Shake. Beautiful weather. It has been literally sunny for weeks on end. Yeah. Because Sharon brought the weather with her. I love that song, do you? Always brought the weather with you. Yeah, I didn't watch the show, Gayleen, but I did see Jason had some guy on there talking about Karnak. Yeah. So yeah. Talking about all that for quite some time now. Shannon Clark, Christine Page, good to see you. I'm not just a misfit. I'm not a nitwit. Even though my nose glows, I'll never fit it. You know that song? No, I don't know that one, Christian Page. All mine are dirty songs. I don't know why that is. It just worked out that way. Maximus, good to see you, my bro. Again, you deserve a rest and keep going. Well, other people take weekends if they work and stuff, don't they? Off, stuff. So there's that, and they don't exactly do that. But all the while, I was thinking about you guys and thinking about sharing this experience and some content with you. So there is that. Estelle, good to see you. Yeah, time's absolutely flying. Yeah, it's been like beautiful for weeks, JS. Plonny, you look very refreshed. I am. I'm super duper refreshed, actually. I'm feeling very nice because I've had a reminder, sometimes you get like caught up in it all. I don't know. I've been thinking about things that are happening in Britain, fucking like literally worrying about it and all that. And then I have like basically just a wake up call. It doesn't matter because it's going to happen whether I'm here or not. And it's not about me. They're doing them and I'm doing me. And that's how it should be, guys. I'm angry about the terrible things that are going on in the world. No, they're not. All that's happening is the fucking meter in front of you, your world right now. That is all that's ever going on. The reality, it doesn't need to render all that shit out there. It's an energy saving system. It's not there until you actually seek it, phone it, or look for it. Then it's there. Same with items. I wonder what the history of this item is. Well, it's just appeared there because it needs to be there to fill in this scene, isn't it? But if you trace this history back, it would appear in its growing stage and every other stage because you went there to observe it. And that is how this reality is.
Didn't observe it, it didn't happen.
If you didn't observe it, it didn't happen. Exactly right. Thank you. Angela Baby Carson. So what's going on in the Flat Earth movement? Yeah? Flat Earth British, Martin Leaker speaking. Mr. C. Maximus. Flat Earth alive and well in 2025. Kathy brought him. They tried, they failed. They scurried back to their corner with a new tactic. They're coming back with it shortly. Like, that's true. Michael S. Yeah, thanks for my shorts. Yeah, you can check them out on my shorts. And I got shit tons of stuff that I never shared with you when I was here last, which I need to get time to share with you. But there's plenty of time. Summer's coming. And we're going to do some funky stuff. Now, there are some events coming up in the near future. In the near future. What's going on with that? Two people thing. So let me just share some things with you a second. We're going to have a little our year. Imi. Flat Earth British, me and you. Okay. So let me just delete that. Okay. So yeah, so me and Cher had a little trip around. This is the beautiful one. I love this one. It got 5,000 views. I'm not surprised. This is the Green Man, the Witch's Book. It's basically what it's basically Hogwarts. Yeah, is what it is. It's where all the trainee wizards come, isn't it, baby?
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's not kindergarten.
No. Sweet. Ooh, let's go in church, should we be? Yeah, this is going to be good. Yeah, I'll have to go doing that. Right?
And then he's filming on me going.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Oh, so the sun had a meadow for 2 minutes, should we? Just... Oh, good. You're the choir. In church, the choir. Yeah. Feel your organ by your feel the organ by feet. I can feel it in the wall. The organ, guys. It's really got to be quiet. It's meditation. So just unbelievable vibes, you know. I shit you not, guys. You could feel the vibration of the organ in your feet and in the walls. The whole building vibrates with the organs. And not only that, literally two ley lines pass straight through that church, the Church of St. John's. But you get like, what the weirdness is there was a load of, I know, were they Spanish or something? They were walking the maze and hugging.
They were all different.
I don't know, just so many different people doing so many different things. But
this is Wick's studio.
Giant doors on the Abbey and witches. And this. She was in school, was she, Bessie? She was in the year above her.
Really?
Yeah, put my hand in school.
Oh, she's great, isn't she? I've still got a vinyl of an old vinyl of Shirley Bassey. She's great.
When she was like a kid, she used to go on and all the sailors used to give her money.
Yeah. I mean, Cardiff Bay in her time must have been fantastic.
Absolutely.
Must have been.
It's still fantastic. The culture that we all had it. Gone. You know what we had there.
Well, when
super special.
when they got rid of the bus station, really.
You got the BBC there, yeah.
You don't live at the bus station.
Looks like my uncle.
It was yeah.
Yeah, it took us like she was in school, was she, Bessie? She was in the year above her. But coincidentally, I absolutely love that song. I really do. And my mother used to play it as well What's this bloody Gemini workspace thing going on? So yeah, we chilled out to some reggae and the old King Arthur, which I love to do. And this thing here charges you, man. When everyone's sitting under it, big grin on their face, the Antiquity draws and GN. You feel that there was bits missing on them. Still working. Take a second. Oh, it's magic. And Cheryl is unbelievable.
It took my grandfather just.
What's that? Photographer. She caught you have to get onto a channel front row seat, but the chalice wells with the flowers in them, and we drank the water out of it. Oh my God, absolutely fantastic. So I've been reading into Welsh folklore. I can share this book with you. It's fantastic. It talks about fairies and strange happenings in wells in Wales and in caves in Wales. Apparently, people go to wells where they get their water in the old days, and they could hear voices of another world coming through the water, basically the world below our feet. There's stories of missing cities or missing land off the coast of Wales, which are under the water as well. I'll share this book with you. Fairy speech, fairy replacements. Apparently there was a lot of them in the past as well. People have been replaced by fairy babies. And this is all in Wales. Now, Glastonbury, they say it's the entrance to Annwn, the underworld of Wales, because in the past, Glastonbury would have been in Wales because all of it was Wales in the past. The Phoenicians or the Germans, after the invasion, they didn't occupy all of it. And I don't think they got up to the north or the mids of Wales either. I don't think that fell ever because of all the mountains. It's like, let's see these lot get up the mountain. Professor Dawkins here on Lost Lands of Wales, and he states that they're there under the Bristol Channel. And I've seen the beaches in Wales, and they look like they're bits of cities. This is interesting. The priesthood of Wells of St. Elion and St. Tylo. Now, myself and Cheryl have been researching St. Tylo. He's buried this in Llandough Cathedral. I've literally give the stonemason from Llandough Cathedral a book that I have of a survey from 1930s for him to take photographs of so he could rebuild the face of St. Tylo. I gave him because it was all worn. And it actually looks a bit like me as well. And also we've seen a statue or a face in the wall in a building in Turkey in Glastonbury, and it looked exactly like St. Tylo as well, which I think this character here, St. Tylo, there's a lot more going on with this character, and I'm going to do some more research into that. So that's what's going on Flat Earth British today, and some exciting news coming up. Marticus from Farticus is going to be August bank holiday, a 2-day event here, as you can see. Rise Above Hotel Weekend, 22nd and the 23rd and the 24th. Oh, it's 3 days. And it's the Rise Above boys. They do all of their music, so it's going to be very music orientated. Minded Expanding talks, interactive workshops, electrifying entertainment. They had one a month or two ago. 350 people turned up. It was a smash. So they're doing it again. They're going to have podcasts. I'm there. Speakers. There are going to be others as well. Martin, League of Flat Earth British. More to be announced. More speakers to come. So that's going to be exciting. And that's my mates, Lance and the boys over on Rise Above. That's going to be fantastic. That is going to be August bank holiday. Also, Illuminate and Alleviate. That's at the end of the year, 13th, 14th of September. And there's some interesting speakers there. I don't know if you've actually seen, but there are Stellarium 7 is there, who is the fossilized elephanty dude, who is Mike. He's there as well. So let's have a look who's actually presenting. Now, this lady, funny enough, see that lady there, Dawn Lester? Yeah? That lady there, Dawn Lester. I seen her getting interviewed only this week on Sol Lockman. believe it or not.
I saw it too, yeah.
Did you see that?
She's on alphabetic.
On alphabetic too. Oh, she's doing the rounds. Dr. Andrew Kaufman, you remember him back 4 or 5 years ago. My mate Mark Devlin, DJ Mark Devlin, who's awesome. I don't know who any of these people are, to be honest with you, but they do aromatherapy, healing stuff. It's all of that stuff. There's me, Flat Earth British, and Mike Wickerson, who is also a chiropractor. Ooh, you sort me out. I've been waiting on a chiropractor, and some others here. I do not know them either, but they're going to be presenting. More people here, and that is so. It seems a very health orientated affair, and it's in a beautiful part of the world. So that's coming very soon as well. Any more things turn up, I'll give you a shout. I've actually changed my mind on a few different places, gigs coming up, because I wasn't feeling it. You know, it's me. Sometimes I'm like, no, not feeling that. It's got to be right, you know. So here I am, Flat Earth British. If you don't know, there can't be too many channels with Flat Earth in the channel anymore. Maybe I'm the last Flat Earth channel in the world. Flat Earth British. Mud flood, Tataria comets, the firmament, interesting little subject, Fasces, Starthoughts, Antiquitech, Technasmia, shapes, airships, giants, maps, words, science, art. Oh, yeah.
You're almost there.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
338 of you. I am almost on 70,000 subscribers. If you haven't, and come back Saturday and catch all of the juice that's coming, you'll miss it. So subscribe, hit that bell, okay? Hit that bell, and basically I can get to 70,000 subscribers, and it took a long time, but I want to get there. From the ground up. And then I can have a Flatter Day celebration then. Go on. Share this out and subscribe, guys, if you would. So thank you, Hippie, for sharing my doodads on my website. Okay. Oranian, who's saying hi to our Robin. And we got Vibes in the house. And my bro, who is Marcel, who is awesome. And what's this lady saying? Gayleen, the story of Jason Howard. I didn't. Oh, Wales. Yeah, it's not so, about the whales, about the two dragons. Yeah. That's the fish, the mammal kind of whales. Whales is W-A-L-E-S, but I know what you mean. Christian Page and a literalist. The last stand, the last bastion. And I'm glad. Because in the physical world, it ain't a spinning ball. But if you get down to the nitty gritty, which you'll always end up back at the same place anyway, it's you. It's all mind. It's whatever you think it is. This is why they're so adamant that it's spinny bally. In my reality, it's impossible for there to be spinny bally. I think it's weird because all is mind. Plus, even if they, which they won't, I'm just saying generally, yeah, even if they prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, which they can't, that it was a spinny bally, yeah, I would still be a flat fucking earther. Just cause they don't like it. Let's get Martin to 70,000 subs, Powerhouse Solutions. I love that idea. Thank you, JS. Where's the event? In Sussex, 20 minutes from Gatwick Airport. So if you get a train to Gatwick, it is 20 minutes in an Uber. So it's quite easy to get to. Emerson College. It looks really nice on the map. Mr. Obvious, Lee Robin. I say Robin Lee. Where did I get that from? She's electric. She got a cupboard full of Scalestric. Jonathan, who's the crappiest band in Britain? I'll give you a clue. It begins with O and it ends in S. Yeah, that's right. Away shit. Sean, who's loving on Hippie Shake, and 7-0. And ooh, take Chaz to Anglesey. Thinking we should go to Anglesey. Holyhead, it's an island in North Wales. Yeah, far. Rise Above, yeah, man, come and see us down Rise Above. That's going to be good. I've hung out with the Rise Above boys in Beautiful Sounds Festival last year. Man, we had fucking brilliant time. They had a tent, they had all the DJs on and that, playing drum and bass and reggae and that. And me and Shaz, fucking hell, we was getting down, weren't we, for hours, man. They were brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they had this one boy on there, and I'm not really into rapping, I gotta be honest, you know that, guys. But this guy was a consciousness rapper. Can you remember in the Blonde Boy? How good he was, fucking fantastic.
He was just.
He was there, and he was giving me goosebumps because what he was saying was really resonating. I was like,
really good.
He was really good, really talented. So yeah. So was Lance Mind. He was really good too. They all are really in their own way. But yeah. Jesus wept. Come to the weed mecca and see Chicago 50 miles. Do you think Chicago is the weed mecca? Maybe if you're in Chicago, they think it's the weed mecca. I wouldn't say. California, I would say.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. San Diego, I would think. Right next down to the border, isn't it? Fucking hell. Tijuana's only through the fucking gate there, isn't it? You can like literally get an Uber to Tijuana from San Diego. Eric, good to see you, my man. So yeah, also you can get CBD down in the descriptions box as well. A Hawaiian grown in the volcanic soil of the Big Island, which makes it extra good for killing pain. Mermaids there too. They do exist. They do exist, John Lister, because I was in a merchant navy and strange things happen at sea. And I can tell you that mermaids definitely exist. And I'm not talking about the bottom half being fish, like a fish, and the top half. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that for now. TJ, Jeffrey, Charlie Chaplin, the great dictator, was fantastic, wasn't it? I used to love that when I was young. It's a bit, not now because I know what Charlie Chaplin is, but yeah, man, imagine if the world was just what he said. Charlie Chaplin in that. Apparently, Hitler watched that film. He had a cinema. He used to like American films, romantic films, apparently. But he apparently watched The Great Dictator because it was out during the war. Yeah, Charlie Chaplin was good, though. I'll give him that. He was clever. Joke, good to see you, lovely. And Stu, or Steve, and John Juster. Aluminium sidings in the buildings remove electromagnetic conductivity. Indeed. We used to have lead-lined walls. They removed the lead paint from our walls. That gave us protection from such things. But I wouldn't worry too much about it because my friend came to me in Glastonbury and he said that everyone was getting fried by the electromagnetic technologies were there. But I couldn't help but notice that everybody looked fan-fucking-tastic. It was like, well, what's going on? Are they dying? So somebody's dying. Oh, yeah, well, people always die. It's like you look around and everyone's like they're being their best fucking self, having their best lives. So I was a bit confused about that. I think that we got used to it because in 2019, just coming up to that Christmas, I got ill. And everyone else, all my friends were ill as well. And then, as you know, 2020, and then March, poof, it was on. So I think the damage was done before 2020. And I definitely think that it's, yeah, I think we're used to it. It's over. But I want to talk about something on the weekend with you guys that is really something that is significant, I think, and is true. The more I look at it, the more I think about it, the more I know it's true. And it changes everything of their narrative, really. And it really does. And you can see why they're doing what they're doing. And that makes perfect sense to what I'm going to be telling you on the weekend. So there's that. If you know what I mean, don't you? Martin has a Bloody Mary. No, No, I haven't actually. It's empty. And I was going to cook a burger because I'm absolutely bloody starving. Do you think a burger would be a good idea?
That sounds great. Do
Do it. I'm a good cook.
You
We're
are.
going to do it. So, yeah, so I went to Glastonbury. I went at the tour. I got turned on. Basically, it recharged my batteries. I was on and off, and it put me onto an on. So now I'm tuned in and turned on. And I was high on Glastonbury tour because it's higher. No other reason.
We walked 3 miles up a mountain.
Yeah, it's a long fucking walk though. But the thing was, right, is where we were staying had massive hills. So we had to walk like for about half an hour uphill every day. But it put us in training for when we had to ascend that because it's like a mile from there to there uphill. And it's like that. So we were like, and I'm 50 fucking. I'm going to have to text Tony. I can't remember. 7, I think. I don't know. I can't remember.
You're up there.
I'm up there anyway. Getting up there.
Up there with the best
Up there to 60sville. Not that you notice.
Hanging out there.
Octave Doctor, my favourite drink. I've got this tomato mix spicer to go in with it. Makes it absolutely beautiful. But just getting my vibes just starting to get normal now. Well, honestly, when we got back, both of us were the same. It was just
Let's just go back.
let's just go back. We were both just zzz. My whole body was vibrating when I got back just from being there. And it's sort of, I'm still feeling it. I can still feel it. Can you?
No aches.
No.
Yeah.
Just brand new. That place.
Different.
That water though in Chalice Well, we drank a shit ton of that. And, that's been coming out of that well for thousands of years. King Arthur and everyone you could think of, even Jesus Christ, if he was in Glastonbury, he drunk out of Chalice Wells.
It didn't even
You just think of that.
as water. It was just life itself.
Oh, it isn't. It wasn't
didn't even
water.
register as
No,
water, yeah.
it isn't registered as water. It was like
Chi.
life itself, chi charge,
Chi life,
and you
charge,
just drunk it,
and
and
you just, yeah, and yeah.
How you're supposed to be, how your body's supposed to work, how your mind's supposed to work, how your body's supposed to function, all comes
Yeah.
back. And what they do to us in these bloody cities.
And you just can't say a word, and everybody was the same.
Everybody else was the same.
Walking around,
Yeah, it wasn't just us. Everybody else was the same.
Lost in this.
Just lost in the sauce.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, and I've been there a lot of times, but that was the best time because usually I'm going there doing like the Martin thing. Yeah, this time, no, I ain't doing nothing. I'm watching you all. Yeah, I'm watching you hippies and other people's. It was just off the radar. There was one guy, he was a gay guy, walking down the road. Cheryl's like, Matt. I was like, well, there's a gay, and he's walking down the road, but he's got overly aroused by the sexy feelings that are coming through, and he's showing like something more than he should publicly, and he's like, and we're like, but I don't think that's actually right, but that's just me.
Jesus could have been there traveling with his uncle, a tin merchant.
Yeah. Joseph Arimathea was loaded because he was like, he owned tin. He went tin mining when he was young in Cornwall, and he made a load of money, and then he went back to the Holy Land rich.
Mm-hmm.
So he did have enough money, and I really think there's a lot behind this narrative. There was one of the Marys was his mother or Magdalene that come with them. I think it was. I feel that it was Mary Magdalene, but there is a narrative that it was Mary, Mary, Jesus's mother, and that she died on the Isle of Anglesey, Holyhead, and that she's buried near there in some of the narratives. But so many narratives pinpoint all of these happenings of Jesus and
they had to have been there.
I think
everybody
it happened
on the island knows about Glastonbury.
Everybody. The thing is we asked people questions and nobody gave us the same story. Everybody got a different version of what they think's going on up there, and in this place. But it's unanimous about that massive love vibe that's flowing through.
Yeah.
It just, everyone was like that. Like their mouths were stuck open with smiles. It was just like, And then you got back to like Cardiff, and there's no flowers, nobody's fucking smiling, everyone's looking to rip you off.
But we are, and then where we
Ve-
go,
very
it kinda
stabby.
gets on them too, you know.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, we're still carrying it around pretty well, so maybe we can keep it and learn the vibe.
I'll learn the vibe.
Yeah.
I will. I'm in training here.
Yeah.
It's the new me.
It's tour training. Tour training.
Oh, Nora's in chat. That's because each person is a different kind of nuts. Yes. Yes, that is a definite thing. Yeah, I used to like the Colbin Bible. It is a good read, interesting as well. Skinflint. Yeah, good to see you as well, man. Thanks for being here. Margaret's in the house as well, lovely. How many horns does sheep normally grow? Or 2 in it, and they just curl up like that, don't they?
There's others that have 4.
There's others that have 4.
Yeah, 2 on each side of their head.
I'm told that some have 4, 2 on each side of their head, Margaret. I do not know. I'm learning here.
I don't know anything.
Is that true? Wolf, good to see you. How many coincidences constitute a fact in the court of law? That's a fucking good one, Wolf. Especially in the spiritual game when you get constantly. The thing is, we were having things we don't even bother anymore. I stopped it years ago with synchronicities and that because I know what's happening here. And we're just like, you can't make it fucking up. You can't. Every time we got lost, right, guys, which we did, this guy would just turn up, like literally appear out of nowhere. He's like, are you lost? Can I help you to your exact location? It's like, yeah. And then we got lost the second time in a completely other part of town. Same guy. Boom. Hi, are you lost again? Is there anywhere I can help you to? We're like, fucking hell. Are you the helper that just appears to get you to your place? Yes, he's going, yes, that's me.
We named him the assistant.
Yeah, we named him the assistant.
And then the 2 older people in the antique shop.
Oh, 2 old people in the antique shop as well. They were well clued up as well, but they were like from another time. They were.
And they knew
Wow.
right where you were going.
Yeah, they knew everything.
Yeah, they knew they did.
But yeah. So it's good to be back anyway, guys. Glad to see you all. I hope everybody's doing all right. I really do. Let me tell you something, guys. Yeah, from what I witnessed once or twice in Glastonbury this week, something dropped with me about some of my content that I might, with certain people in the audience, introduce some fear. That's not my intention, guys. I don't want to be fearing people. I want you to be aware of what is going on in this game and rise above it because you're more powerful. The power's with the people. It always has been. They're trying to keep us away from that fact, guys. We are infinitely powerful. It is a fact. We are just magical fucking beings.
We don't know how this matrix works.
We just don't know how to navigate the matrix. There's no handbook.
No instructions came with it.
No instructions came with it. But I think we're getting it, okay? Yeah. We are getting somewhere. I feel I'm getting somewhere. I hope people who follow understand what I'm saying or understand what I'm saying, is that this fear is a mechanism. It's a fear to drive us against one another. If we get rid of all opposition in this place, the world will heal overnight. They cause constant opposition. We witnessed it. We didn't get involved. We just observed, and we seen clearly Antifa fuckers, this, that, and the other, all causing fucking division against peoples. And we seen it clearly.
But the love vibe.
But the love,
the fear vibe.
The love overtook.
So love always wins.
The love overtook the fear, and love will always win. And that is a fact. And that's what we've learned on our weekend. Beautiful Glastonbury. I'm getting goosebumps.
Me too. Oh.
Yeah, man.
How lovely is that?
Yeah, and it's the truth as well.
It is.
Because it's all mine, guys.
It is.
Got to let go of fear, otherwise you're just robbing yourself of your life.
It is. That's the one.
Instead of thinking fear thoughts of what will happen if this happens to me, and this spray in the sky, and then this, that, and the other. And that looks scary. What if you just turn them thoughts around into goals? That I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, with your life, and concentrate on that instead. And the fucking meter in front of you, and fuck the rest, and see what happens then. And
worry about 3 foot in front of you.
Just worry about that. Oh, don't even worry about that. No, in your heart, and this is for all of you guys, that everything will be okay. Everything's going to be all right. You just got to know that. Yeah, Mr. Marmite, I think you're coming around eventually. I'm keeping an eye on you, old son. Okay? Yeah, you sucked at the start, but I'm warming to you now. Yeah, yeah. I actually like you now, Mr. Marmite. But I'm guessing your name, Marmite, either like me or don't like me, sort of gives it away, really. So I like you. You remind me of Shelley in a lot of ways. So there's that. So I hope I did good for the Glastonbury Tourist Board today. They're not giving me any money. No, they never got. I don't think they have any wars. We did notice a little plaque for the dead. Not that many. But no, I think all wars just avoid that place. I don't think hippies actually do it. So they go there and they just leave them alone. I think it's like that. But it is good to see beautiful people. And it gives you that faith back in life that there are good things in this realm. And there are beautiful things and beautiful smells and beautiful scenes and beautiful experiences. But God, my God, did we have so many. Just a life. It is a life changer. That was.
That was.
It was a life changer.
So
and you know what, guys? I wanted it to be, and I knew I would get the answers as well. And I knew that I had to shut the fuck up, yeah, and watch and observe, yeah. No more Martus interruptus, okay? Just watch. So I'm trying. Sean, good to see you, man. Positivity rules the ways. Well, you can try the other way. Everyone can do what they want in this place, can't they? It's like I'm just giving my advice of what I'm doing with my life and sharing it with you. And I'm telling you the results of mental experiments and observing your environment is an unbelievable experience. I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm going to keep on going with it.
All is mine.
All is mine. It's what you think it is. And it's a beautiful thing, guys. We just wanted beautiful stuff, food, beautiful skies, beautiful people. Well, that's what we got. Beautiful people. Now, even the sucky people, yeah, which there are, they turn up everywhere, don't they? They just got frazzled by the love light. It's like, I had one woman come up to me. She was about to moan to me. She stopped. She went, actually, I don't think I'll do that. And I went, good save. She was just about to start moaning to me. She recognized and observed her thoughts and observed her behavior. That's another thing, observing your behavior that I'm doing. No, stop going crazy on these twats.
Don't let your hair catch
I stop
fire.
calling them twats because they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
It's their life. It's not me.
You're doing them.
So why should I even care or worry? It's going to all happen without me anyway, isn't it?
It is.
When I'm dead and gone, it's all going to happen.
It is.
So there you go. So there's that.
We can just chill out and just go with the flow.
Somebody said in my comments, I was too strange to live and too weird to die. What does that mean? Anyway, I'm going to go. It was lovely spending a couple of hours with you guys. 338 of you. Come on, let's get me up to 70,000 subscribers tonight, and then I'll come back flat a day, and I'll be fucking amazing stuff ready for you, okay? What you think? Come on, subscribe me, baby. Okay, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed my little tales of our great adventures between me and Cheryl, who is sitting over there. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you all so much.
And Finn Haggis, Christian, Bluebird, Nora. Just a bit of an odd thing to say. I won't take it as a threat, Nora, though, because all is mind. I got people constantly trying to scare me and put the EGBTs in me. Don't worry about that.
Don't scare yourself.
But I'm not actually in that camp of giving a fuck because I know how strong my mind is. A flat earth British, even when I'm gone, will go on forever because I'm embedded in the internet forever now. Pig dog. Good to see you. Thank you, Hippie Shake. Much love to all of you. Thank you, Vibes Babe. Thank you, Jace. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Ooh, that name. Aranoquist. I know you was joking, don't worry. Mr. Unique. Don't worry, I got thick skin. Win. That's a nice Welsh name. Like Drama of the Lost Disciples, George Fawcett. Let me have a look at that. I've got a couple of Glastonbury books I've downloaded. Oh, Jewett, amazing book about Glastonbury. Oh, thank you, Olwyn. It's nice. What's the name you got there? Linda. And Robin giving you love. Cheryl Bailey. Sean giving you love. 7-0. Free man. Good to see you, mate. And Angela Baby Carson. Thank you, lovely, for being here. And all of you. Okay, that'll do. 300 of you. Make sure to subscribe. Do it now. It won't take nothing. You just have to lift your hands up and click that button. It's like a virtual click. Please. I don't ask for nothing. Cheryl's loving on me in the chat here. Better go. Somebody just come up. See you later.